On the surface, every choice looks simple, but every yes carries a cost you can't see yet. No clues, no warnings, just yes or no, and deal with whatever follows. Here are the rules. Rule 1, you have 3 seconds to answer each question. Rule 2, if you say yes, you accept the hidden cost. Rule 3, count how many hidden risks you took.
Would you say yes to opening a sealed box without knowing what's inside? Would you say yes to trading your favorite snack for a mystery reward? Would you say yes to revealing a secret fact about yourself? Would you say yes to taking a shortcut you've never used before? Would you say yes to choosing an unknown task instead of a simple one? Would you say yes to answering a question without knowing the topic? Would you say yes to giving away something you like for a mystery return? Would you say yes to pressing a button with an unknown consequence? Would you say yes to swapping an item you own for a random object? Would you say yes to unlocking a mystery level of difficulty? Would you say yes to letting someone else pick your next move? Would you say yes to following instructions you won't hear until after? Would you say yes to choosing a locked door to open? Would you say yes to picking a number that decides your fate? Would you say yes to accepting a deal without knowing the terms? Would you say yes to sacrificing one comfort for something unknown? Would you say yes to taking a dare without hearing it first? Would you say yes to drinking something with a hidden twist? Would you say yes to choosing a path blindfolded? Would you say yes to rolling a dice that chooses your challenge? Would you say yes to exchanging your best option for a random one? Would you say yes to opening a mystery envelope? Would you say yes to choosing between two boxes without clues? Would you say yes to letting someone decide your next yes or no? Would you say yes to accepting a random difficulty level? Would you say yes to switching your answer at the last second? Would you say yes to taking the unknown consequence of saying yes? Would you say yes to following a rule you won't hear until later? Would you say yes to giving up an item for a random replacement? Would you say yes to picking a challenge category blindly? Would you say yes to opening a random message that decides your action? Would you say yes to accepting a mystery timer challenge? Would you say yes to choosing a bag without checking inside? Would you say yes to selecting a mystery card? Would you say yes to taking a risk for a reward you might not get? Would you say yes to switching tasks without knowing the new one? Would you say yes to completing a hidden cost challenge? Would you say yes to choosing a question you haven't seen? Would you say yes to flipping a coin to decide your outcome? Would you say yes to facing a hidden consequence revealed at the end? So, how many times did you say yes without knowing the cost? Did it pay off, or would you take some answers back? Drop your total below because the next edition hides even more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. More yes or no coming every week.